Nagbabalik po muli ang inyong lingkod at nagbabalita ng mga balitang dapat nating malaman dito sa ating bansa. Ito ang Balitang Pambansa. Atin ngang matutunghayan sa channel na ito kung ano ang nangyayari sa loob ng ating gobyerno at syempre tumutulong na rin sa ating mga mamamayan na malaman ang katotohanan dahil mayroon tayong karapatan na malaman ang tunay na nangyayari sa ating bansa. Ngunit bago natin panoorin ang balita, huwag niyo pong kakalimutan na mag-subscribe sa ating channel at pindutin ang notification bell para lagi kang maging updated sa ating mga bagong videos na ina-upload araw-araw. At sa ating mga solid viewers naman dyan ay maraming salamat naman po sa walang sawang pagsuporta. At syempre, huwag din pong kakalimutang mag-iwan ng like at i-share ang ating mga videos. At kung mayroon ka naman pang opinion, ang ating comment section ay bukas para sa inyong mga hinaing. Ito na nga mga kaibigan, ating panoorin ang buong video. Salamat po muli and God bless!
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Ito po ang latest update natin sa The Hague. No? Lilinawin ko lang po yung mga lumalabas na report, hindi po magiging abogado ng presidente si VP Sara dahil sa saligang batas natin ay merong pagbabawal sa pag-practice ng propesyon. So ang kanyang karapatan po bumisita ay birang anak. No? So ulitin ko po, hindi siya papasok bilang isang abogado. Pero kanina po, alas 9 hanggang alas 10:30 ay nakapasok po at nakabisita si Executive Secretary Medaldea, former Executive Secretary Medaldea, at importante po na malaman ninyo kung anong lagay ng ating presidente. So ES, kamusta po ang naging ang ating presidente?
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. Okay naman siya. He's in very high spirits. Ano lang siya, naiisip niya mga sumusuporta sa kanya. Nagpapasalamat siya sa inyong lahat. Ituloy niyo lang ang dasal. Isa sa medyo namimiss niya yung kanyang usual na kinakain, yung tuyo, yung munggo, at higit sa lahat, yung piniritong saging. Yun ang nawawala sa kanya. Other than that, he's okay. Pagdasal, keep on praying for him. Maraming salamat po.
Ganong katagal po yung bisita ninyo?
Siguro effectively mga 1 oras lang. Kasi maraming protocol ho pagpasok, pero sumusunod tayo sa proseso nila.
Oh, ano naman pong itsura ni Presidente
Maganda naman
Duterte?
ang itsura niya. Medyo nakahabol na ng konting tulog. Yun, okay naman.
Meron ba po siyang mensahe para sa mga nagmamahal sa kanya dito sa buong mundo?
Tinanong ko siya niyan, sabi niya, mahal na mahal ko kayong lahat. At maraming salamat sa lahat ng suporta na binibigay ninyo sa akin at sa aking pamilya.
Okay. So maraming salamat ES. Si ES po ay nagmamadali, nasa baba ng kanyang sundo. We will give you the latest update pag meron naman po. Maraming salamat po. From The Hague, Harry Roque po, your spokes. Bye-bye. Si VP Sara, and today at 9 o'clock, si Executive Secretary Medaldea rin, former Secretary Medaldea. No? So ako, I can only rely on what VP Sara has said. No? VP Sara said na okay naman daw si Presidente. Medyo nung time na binisita niya, hapon na, isang meal pa lang ang sinerve sa kanya, hindi masyado nakain ni Presidente ang Dutch food. Pero pinaghandaan na raw siya ng kanin. Okay? Now, let me tell you about the detention facility. Kahapon kasi I had lunch with the Dutch National. Itong detention facility po is not exclusively for the ICC. It is an international detention facility being run by the Dutch government. And in fairness, they refer to it as the Hilton Prison. Kasi wala siyang rehas. It's a compound. It's like a dorm, I guess. No, walang rehas. They're free to move about, and quality of food naman is hindi masama. Kaya lang daw, syempre, it's Dutch food. No, and they have accommodated President Duterte's preference for rice. So, ang tawag po dito sa Europe ng detention facility being run by the Dutch government, but it's an international detention facility na merong particular wing reserved for the ICC is Hilton Prison. Pero I also need to underscore this, no? Siya po ngayon ay nandun sa, kumbaga, parang clinic ng facility na yon, no? Dahil he is still being monitored, no? Ang problema nga kasi, nagkulang siya ng gamot talaga. And although alam ng mga doktor ang gamot doon, ang aking huling narinig is they are providing him with substitute medicine. Kaya nga po kagabi, nag-deliver kami ng totoong medicine niya with letter and prescription para makita nila na hindi na dapat substitute medicine ang bigay, kung hindi, yung talagang mga gamot na ni Presidente.
Secretary,
Ano?
chance na siya ay...
Isa lang.
Si Henry Uri, sa DCRH. Secretary,
Okay,
ano ang
Henry, you have
chance?
the floor first.
Ano
Can you
ang
please
chance?
raise your hand? Raise your hand. Henry, you have the floor. Go.
Yes, Secretary. Ano ang chance na siya ay mapauwi ng maaga at yung binabanggit ninyong motion, kasama ba na ma-dismiss ang kanyang kaso considering the fact dun sa sinasabi ninyo na illegal ang pagkahuli sa kanya at hindi siya nabigyan ng due process?
Again, no, dahil I'm working with another lawyer, at least one other lawyer actively, it would be improper for me to say something without conferring with him. Pero nakapagsalita naman ako na hindi tayo uuwi na hindi kasama ang Presidente Duterte. So let's just say that our prayers is that he will be released at the soonest time possible, and we will take all steps necessary para mapauwi siya sa lalong mabilis na panahon. Now, siguro naman, I'm not in breach of confidentiality if I will tell you, malinaw yung proseso sa Article 59 ng International Criminal Court Rome Statute. At malinaw na hindi yan nasunod. So, ang mangyayari ngayon ng issue, sapat ba yon para mawala ang jurisdiction ng hukuman? Yan ay pagdidesisyonan ng hukuman kasi hindi naman nila talagang pwedeng ipilit na naiharap siya sa isang lokal na hukuman. Okay?
May mga nagsasabi na baka pwedeng mag-petition na i-house arrest na lang sa kanya o interim arrest. Pwede ba yun?
Again, as I said, hindi na po, well, of course, ang interim arrest, hindi natin palalampasin yan. But other than yan ay karapatang hingin ng isang akusado sa ICC, wala muna po na akong sasabihin dahil it would be unprofessional of me to speak without having conferred with my co-counsels. Okay?
Thank you, Secretary.
Yan. Okay, go. Next, si Jason
Alright,
Rubin.
Please,
Jason Rubin has the floor.
Request lang tayo, attorney, sana mute yung ibang hindi.
Please mute everyone. Everyone mute para isa-isa naman kayo
Kasama sa
i-recognize.
estratehiya nila yung...
Everyone mute. Henry, pakimute.
Radyo po eh.
Hihilingin na mapauwi ng maaga.
Henry, mute ka.
There you go.
Yan. Okay, next. Jason.
Yes, attorney. First question po, may I ask po kung ano yung reaction ni Vice President Sara Duterte sa overwhelming support
Ano ka? Hindi ka malinaw. Hindi ka malinaw, Jason.
ng Pilipinas at maging yung mga OFWs ay nagpahagi.
Type na lang niya po sa chat.
Type na lang yung
Jason, garbled ka. Hindi kita maintindihan. Okay? Pakis-type na lang yung question mo. Next, sinong nakataas ng kamay?
Sir, ako po. Andy sa
Sino?
GMA. Andy Peñaperto, sir, sa GMA News Online,
Go
sir.
ahead, Andy.
Sir, I have two questions, sir. Nung nakita po natin si VP Sara, nirelay po niya ang message ni dating Pangulong Duterte. Ang sinabi po sa kanya ni dating Pangulo, there will be a day of reckoning. Na-explain po ba sa inyo ni dating Pangulo ang ibig sabihin niya na to, a day of reckoning? And second question po, sir, bilang counsel po ni dating Pangulong Duterte, mabibigyan din po ba kayo ng information kung meron pong mga warrants na lalabas kay Senator De La Rosa, kay former PNP Chief Albayalde, tsaka na sa iba pong mga linked sa killings? If yes, meron po bang warrants na may issue?
Okay. Unang-una, lilinawin ko sa inyo ito, ha. Sa mga abogado, tumataas ang balahibo namin pag tinatawag nyo na kaming legal counsel sa ICC. Ako, I can say I'm legal counsel for the President kasi I have given advice to the President on ICC matters. But I have not yet been officially recognized by the court as counsel. Kaya nga, medyo ingat-ingat lang tayo. But ako, walang doubts. I can claim to be counsel dahil talaga nung consistently ina-advise ko si Presidente even before, years ago pa, on ICC matters. No? Pero lilinawin ko po, hindi pa approve ng hukuman. Hindi pa kinikilala kami ng hukuman. Si Secretary Medialdea pa lang ang kinikilala. No? Pangalawa po is, syempre po, wala pa akong access kay Presidente. So hindi ko po alam kung anong exactly ang ibig sabihin niya, pero tingin ko naman, using common meaning of every there will be a time of reckoning, yun pong common meaning po noon is magkakaroon din ng paghuhusga sa mga pangyayari ngayon. Okay? Tinranslate ko lang siya kung ano yung there is a time for reckoning. Okay?
Question ho?
Question ho?
Oo. Kayo po ay binabanggit po ninyo na nagpasok kayo ng medicines. Ano, ano po ba yung sakit ng dating
Okay,
Pangulo?
again, hindi po ako nagpasok. Iniwan po namin sa prison facility.
Okay.
Hindi po ako nakapasok. Okay? Iniwan lang po. Okay? Kasama yung sinyelas na rin-request siya at saka medyas. At ang medyas na binigay namin ay yung colorful na medyas pa. Okay? Now, so having said that, anong mga gamot ng Pangulo? That's covered by the right to privacy. Okay? He may be president, but he doesn't have to broadcast to the world his medical condition. That's considered absolutely private information.
But he has been deemed as fit by the doctors inside, no? So hindi naman po serious.
I'm
kung ano man
sorry, again, you're not precise. He was deemed fit to appear, but it was also deemed fit that he will only appear by video. Malinaw po yun. Malinaw po yun. Kaya nga hindi na siya pin-appear. Okay? But his deemed fit is only for purposes of appearance by video. Okay? So that says a lot, I think. That says a lot already. Okay? Next is Jason Rubrico. Subukan mo ulit, Jason.
Attorney, hello po. Mas klaro na, Attorney?
Yes.
Yes po. Attorney, kanina, may we know the reaction of Vice President Sara Duterte doon po sa overwhelming support na ipinapakita ng taong bayan. Yesterday, sunod-sunod yung mga prayer rallies, not just here in the Philippines, but also around across the globe po, mga OFWs na nagpakita ng suporta kay dating Pangulong Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Nako, talaga naman pong nakakahabag sa damdamin ni VP Duterte yung napakalakas na suporta na pinapakita ng mga kapwa Pilipino natin, hindi lang dito sa dahig, kundi sa buong daigdig. I can confirm that the VP, being of her generation, is always online. Siya pa nga nagbigay sa akin ng unlimited data, no, from an eSIM, which is very powerful. She is forever grateful for everyone for showing their support to the president. And yan po nagbibigay ng lakas, hindi lang sa kanya, kundi sa buong pamilya, na malalampasan din ni Presidente Duterte itong pagsubok na ito.
Attorney, usap-usapan po online yung paggamit ng litrato ng mga yumaong individual ng makakaliwang grupo sa EJK rally. At isa na nga rito yung doktor na pumalag dahil ginamit po yung litrato ng kanyang yumaong ama na di umano'y nasawi dahil dito sa extrajudicial killing. Pero yun nga, pumalag sila dito. Marami rin na ibang mga individual ang pumalag sa paggamit ng mga litrato. Nakaabot ba ito kay Vice President Sara Duterte? And you, Attorney, ano po yung reaction niyo dito?
As I said, mas bata si VP Sara sa akin, mas teki yan. In fact, siya lahat ang nag-ayos ng aking communication requirements, no? Including my eSIM, no? Kaya malakas ngayon ang aking Wi-Fi, no? So alam po niya yan, she's forever grateful. Pagdating doon sa mga fake news, ang aking payo lang sa publiko, mag-ingat po tayo sa fake news at kaya nga natin gagawin na itong regular press briefing nang wala na pong hindi pagkakaintindihan dahil sa fake news, no? At kaya ko rin po hiningi na magsama-sama na tayo dito sa isang GC at isa na lang briefing dahil we are terribly undermined po. Ang nandito pa lang ako, E.S. Medaldea, VP Sara, and Robin Padilla. So between the welfare of the president and the legal requirements, and then Hoffman, no, you can appreciate na talagang we are really undermanned right now, no. So I ask for your indulgence, talagang dito tayo mag-uusap. Okay? So wala na?
Sure.
Oh,
yes, then.
Just to clarify yung composition ng inyong legal team, we were also informed na kailangan ang mga miyembro ng legal team. Sabi nyo nga, di ba, ICC accredited. So, paano nagawa
wait.
ko?
Unang-una, it's not an absolute rule. But of
Okay.
course, it's the caveat of the client, of the accused, because international criminal law is not only a branch of international law, it's a further subspecialty of international law. And unless you have specialized training and experience in this field, talagang everything will be Greek to you. It's not enough that you're a Philippine lawyer and appear, although there is no disqualification. Kaya nga, hindi ko alam kung nagawa na ito ng registry eh. Kasi si ES naman kasi kasama niya sa eroplano. No? But the very first thing that the registrar will ask the accused to do is, here is the list of 200 lawyers accredited by the list council. And the criteria, a single criteria is proven competence in the field of international law. Okay? So, you may hire lawyers outside of the list subject to the caveat that it's a specialized field of international law.
Okay. Kasi po yung nabanggit nyo, halimbawa si VP Sara, hoping also to be accredited also by the ICC, tama ba? Or just to be recognized as a lawyer?
It's not a requirement to represent that you're part of the list, but of course, if you're going to ask the court who should represent you, they prefer that you choose someone from the list kasi nga may proven competence in the field of international criminal law. Ulitin ko po ha, kung mag-a-apply si VP Sara, it's only because she needs access to the president. And as a family member, mukhang every visit requires communication with the detention facility.
So just to be clarified, para hindi po kami magkamali, so we will say na parang nagpapalista siya as a legal counsel of the president, not ICC.
No,
CBP.
legal counsel
Okay.
of the
Of the
president.
president.
To
Okay.
give her a counsel's access to an accused while under detention,
And
which
one
should
last,
be bettered, no, na hindi po pwedeng pagbawalan. Samantalang ang magbisita ng pamilya ay subject to restrictions.
okay. And then, kayo sir, di ba, nagpapa-add kayo as ICC legal counsel?
Yes, dahil nasa list naman talaga ako. Okay?
Okay. Let me just take this opportunity, sir, kasi yung mga mga victims' family are saying they're being trolled by the Duterte supporters, and sabi ng kanilang counsel, it will help the case and it will affect yung case ni dating Pangulo. Reaksyon nyo lang po doon.
Eh, wala po akong reaksyon doon dahil hindi ko naman alam kung tinotroll sila eh. Hindi ko alam kung sino sila. Malalaman pa lang po namin kung sino sila kapag reveal na ng prosecution. Kaya nga po, sa lalong mabilis na panahon, dapat mabuo na itong legal team kasi magsisimula na po yung proseso ng discovery. Sa
But you
ngayon
don't
po,
encourage.
iba po ang sistema ng ICC, hindi gaya sa Pilipinas na may preliminary investigation, magsasubmit ng complaint affidavit at counter affidavits. Dito po wala. Everything was done unilaterally by the prosecution, and it is only now that we will find out kung anong basihan. Pero I have this as an observation. Akala ko ba libo-libo ang sinasabi nilang pinatay kaya naging crimes against humanity? Nagulat na lang ako na 43 ang sinasabi nila, no? Nasaan yung libo-libong sinasabi nila, no? At paulit-ulit naman nilang sinasabi yan na pinapatay daw ng Pangulo, di umano ang libo-libong tao. Pero nung binasa naman yung akusasyon kay Presidente, ang binanggit 43. Over a period of 8 years, no? So 43 divided by 8, how many is that?
Okay. But we don't encourage attacking or trolling anybody from any side.
Well, what I can say is that we have freedom of expression. Let a million flowers bloom. After all, the true test of truth is the power of an idea to be accepted in the free marketplace of ideas. Okay? Yes, si Gretchen.
Tama po kayo, no, yung 43. But the lawyers are saying that this is a representative sample, and also when it comes to the war on drugs involving law enforcement, mahirap mag-build ng case. So dahil na rin yung mismong police ang involved dun sa collecting of evidence. So hindi naman sa no, pero yung 43 hindi po ba ganoon naman talaga sa korte na pipili lang talaga ng mga strongest cases to present before the chamber?
You know, I'm speaking as an academic and as a lawyer, not as counsel. Crimes against humanity, widespread and systematic attack against civilian populations, knowing that it is being directed by civilian populations. Next is the propaganda of the complainants. Libo-libo raw sila. Pero ba ngayon, lumalabas 43. I leave it at that. It speaks for itself.
Pwede ko po itanong lang din itong sa Rome Statute Article 59 po na nabanggit ninyo. Doon sa press con po natin sa labas, you also mentioned a South African case. Pwede
Yes.
po bang malaman kung anong case po yun? Yung tinitignan po ninyo.
Ibrahim versus Minister. A decision of the Constitutional Court of South Africa.
Ano po nangyari
Ibrahim
doon?
versus Minister. Merong isang apartheid leader, kinidnap nila sa ibang bansa, dinala sa South Africa. Ang tanong, yung pangingidnap ba, dapat bang maging dahilan na mawalan ng jurisdiction ang hukuman? Ang sagot ng South Africa Constitutional Court, yes, because you cannot right a wrong by committing another wrong. And that the legality of the arrest by which jurisdiction was acquired over the person of the accused should be reason enough to divest the court of jurisdiction to continue hearing the case.
Okay.
Ibrahim versus Minister.
Final question po, no. Dito po sa mga visitation rights ng dating Pangulo, sino-sino po yung allowed? At si Senator Robin Padilla, ano po yung kanyang grounds kasi hindi po siya official family member?
Siya po ay presidente ng PDP Laban at nasa gitna po tayo ngayon ng isang halalan. Kaya po talaga siya naririto, hihingi siya ng instruction kay presidente kung anong gagawin sa kampanya ng PDP Laban. And I think that's a valid reason for him to be allowed to see the president, being the chairman of PDP Laban. Siyempre, ang mensahe naman ng presidente, vote straight PDP Laban.
Sir, just a clarification.
Yes.
Okay na po, sir. Sir, just a clarification dun sa
Sino to?
qualification. Sir, si Maris.
Maris. Okay, Maris.
Okay. Sir, si Maris. Just a clarification, enlighten us, especially me as a layman. Sir, kapag halimbawa magre-represent kayo sa presidente sa ICC, you don't need any additional license. As long as you have the expertise on international law, that would be enough as a qualification to represent the former president.
That's not accurate.
Okay,
You
can
not
enlighten
know
us, sir.
anything about international law, and you can still represent the president if you're a member of a bar. Pero how will you know what they're talking about if you're completely clueless about international law? So it's not a bar. It's just that the registry maintains the list kasi nga proven competence in international law ang requirement to be in the list, no? So at least if the accused will choose from the list counsel, there's at least the assurance that he's been pre-screened to know what he will be talking about as counsel before the ICC.
But if you have additional counsels to represent and you will be applying for that, you don't need
It's not a
any
requirement
other
that you be in the list counsel. But there are rights of list counsel members, of course, na they may not be able to avail kasi meron kaming advocate in the court. So for instance, no, if I feel I'm not being accorded the right to visitation, then we can complain to our advocate and it can be sent to the court and acted upon. It works as a bar association. So it represents the lawyers appearing before the ICC, specifically the concerns on parity of arms. Kasi talagang lahat ng karapatan binibigay lang nila sa prosecution.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so okay na si Gretchen, okay na si Jason. I have no further questions.
Okay.
Sir, this is Joe Feltesorio from correspondent of ABS-CBN. Yung question ko lang, you said that restricted kasi yung access ng family. In your experience, how long did it take you to get access to ex-President Duterte? And darating po yung pamilya ni ex-President Duterte in the coming days. So how will it go when it comes to getting
all
access?
visits to the detainees are limited to 1 hour. And all are subject to approval if you are family. Kaya nga importante sa amin as lawyers to be accredited kasi we don't need their approval. Kailangan pa rin actually ng approval kasi si E.S. Medellea cannot go in and out, no? He also has to notify them when he wants to come, no? Pero they have more counsels, of course, accredited and recognized counsels by the court. Know that the right to counsel is one of the basic and fundamental right of all accused in the ICC.
And then follow-up lang po, yung 1 hour na visit na yan, how long did it take you to get the permission?
Si E.S. Medellea yun, no? Si ES Medali kasi, as the accompanying lawyer, was recognized as early as possible as lawyer, no? So siya naman, he filed it the day before. And he was only notified on the day itself na po pwede na siyang pumunta. So mabilisan because otherwise, hindi matutuloy yung proceedings na walang counsel na present si Presidente Duterte, no? So they also had to make sure that the president was represented by counsel.